up the tempo. Shawty got no choice but to get low. Ain't the tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm 6'4". Yeah, the life I live, I was meant for. It's simple, if we up the tempo. Shawty got no choice but to get low. Ain't the tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm 6'4".
You know what it is. You know who it is.
OG Lee in the house. Once again. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Hey, it's OG Lee, UNDE, Old School, New School, the best father-son podcast in America.
I was just watching something, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, and this was a coincidence because I had just bought some of these. They were on sale.
Mm-hmm.
It said, this is not ice cream.
What they call it, like a gelatin or something?
I don't know. It said if you look on it, what it says is that this is, tell me what it says there on the bottom. Right on the very bottom.
A frozen dairy dessert?
Nowhere on it does it mention ice cream. And I didn't know that. So after I bought it and saw this ad or whatever it was.
No artificial flavors or colors, they say.
What else they went on to say was that this is not ice cream. It doesn't have the percentage of milk fat in it to be qualified as ice cream. And as a result, it doesn't melt. I've got a cone in the freezer. Could you go grab it? We're going to put it out.
Go grab it.
And at the end of the show, we're going to see if it actually melts.
Check it out.
We're going to see if it actually melts. Because I didn't know that, man. I thought it was actually ice cream. But this one, it says cookies and cream. But nowhere on it does it actually say that you have some ice cream here. It says
It's
8
kind of
frozen
a
dairy
fat cone
desserts,
too, no?
and it says
Pause
that
if
it does
needed.
not melt. So we shall see. This is Nestle's drumsticks.
The Nestle drum.
So
How long
they're
does
saying
it
that
normally
you're not
take to
eating
melt?
ice cream. He said you're not eating ice cream. Not at all. All right, so we know about ice cream. You've seen ice cream melt. A lot of times, I know when I was a kid, man, I eat some ice cream. First thing I'm doing is start licking down my arms, man, because I'm
30
holding
seconds?
I'm holding that Mr. Softies ice cream cone, and man, it's melting. It's coming all down my hand, all down my arm, all down my wrist.
Come on, we got
Hey,
straight
man.
into it, man. It's right here. First of all, a red cup Saturday. Mm-hmm. Sip to that.
Smack in
And
the ear.
we didn't even let the folks know this right here is episode 55.
What is it?
55.
55.
Sí.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer 55.
And it can't be an old school, new school episode without tapping into that mental health, man.
Oh my God! You know it's Christmas, man.
It's
we got a week.
It's that time.
Wait. What's today,
Less
the
than that.
20th?
21st, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I think.
So Christmas is Wednesday, and I should be in the spirit by now.
Yeah.
But I'm never in this Christmas spirit.
You're not feeling it?
Nah, because once I became Santa Claus. I mean, I'm happy and everything to do it, but it's like a different gig now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't the same when you was a kid. You know what I mean? So,
At what point would you say?
The gig is up.
Kind of just want you to have kids?
Well, long before that, even once you become like a teenager, you know what I'm saying? And
Buying gifts
you
for
start
people.
getting shit you want. Hey, Mom, can you give me that watch? You know, Christmas is like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not. You know, I don't even feel it around me. You know what I'm saying? Where you see the decoration,
Carols
just that
and songs
just
and
the spirit.
bells.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think
that
that's
for
because
sure.
we get more and more people in this country who don't really value Christmas like an American used to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the value of an American Christmas, you say?
Well, it used to be more centered around that about, maybe Christ a little bit more, but also around just the concept of Santa Claus, coming to bring the kids gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, more of a wholesome type of a holiday. Whereas now you see people that just totally, and a lot of people that totally disregard Christmas. Like, what's that,
It's just
Whereas it used to be
the
back
gift
in the day,
aspect.
everybody was on that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that brings me to something I want to talk about, man.
Yeah.
Because I just saw this before. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I cut my television on, man. I just lay there sometime and
You cut that bad boy on like that?
I just want to see some what's going on sometime. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I check the news out or whatever.
What they talking about today, man? What they talking about?
They were talking about immigration, man, because they were saying that when Trump comes in, he wants to get rid of a shitload of illegal immigrants.
Is that verbatim? Shitload?
No, I don't know if they said shitload.
Okay. I was about to say,
They
you
might have said might have said boatload if they were coming from Haiti or something. But no, man, a lot of them. In other words, he wants to get rid of a lot of them, and there's a lot of Americans who are behind that. They're like, yeah, we voted for Trump.
Get
rid
the fuck
of these
out
immigrants.
here.
Get them out. Yeah, but I want to make them aware of something. You know what a black person is? You know who black people are?
The backbone of this
Now,
family?
most black
Originally.
people, right?
Uh-huh.
How did they come into this country in general, right? Through
Like back in the day?
slavery, right?
Yeah, slave trade.
So who was it that brought them in?
Some European folk.
Right. So at some point, the slavery gig was up. They had to start paying them, right? And I don't know how much they was paying them back then, but now they were fighting over like $7 or $8 an hour as the national rate, something maybe a little bit more, right?
Currently,
So yeah, they're giving you money, but it's still like slavery. If you can't afford to damn near pay for anything, you got to eat chitlins, right? And they are kind of high even. So the bottom line is the European. His motto is to get people to work for him for very little, right? So now when you see immigrants in, it's the same motto. We're Europeans, we have corporations. We want to get people to work for us for very little. Mm-hmm. The people who are doing it now, they happen to be mainly Hispanics. Why would that go away? These are the people now. You know what really surprised me? When I guess it was about 7 years ago, and I saw Mexicans or Hispanics working in a Chinese restaurant. That's when it dawned on me. That is the labor force now, right? Mm-hmm. It used to be black people, and then black people said, well, shit, we're trying to do like the white people. Do what? Get benefits. Once you want to get benefits and 401k and health insurance, you get to be expensive, right? So the black people were doing that. Hey, let's do like the white people. Let's go to these good jobs. Listen. The labor now is Hispanics. It's not going away. They're not going to get rid of that many Hispanics. So if you're thinking that, you got to be out of your mind. That's who's doing all the work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I say that over and over again. Go to Home Depot, go anywhere. That's who's doing all of our work now. And that's who's going to be doing it for the next 50 years until another group can be exploited.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. That's the name of the game.
This immigration
since
thing.
the dawn of time.
Yeah. And they're spending money, tax money. That's the big problem we have. Is who's going to pay for it. We should say, let as many immigrants they want in here as long as they don't take up too much of the taxpaying money. Mm-hmm. Because who's going to pay for that if you're doing any kind of thinking, right?
No way around that, I would say.
And it's got to fall on the middle class, right?
Somebody got to pay.
Poor people don't have no money to tax. Rich people got attorneys to keep them away from giving it to the government. Mm-hmm. So it falls on the middle class, just dwindling.
Until it's depleted.
The emphasis should be on if they want to come over into America and make their way, beautiful. But we can't spend the tax money on them, putting them in hotels and all of this kind of stuff. Do like the other immigrants used to do back in the day. Make your way over however you do. Come through family, friends, whatever. Be willing to work hard. Assimilate into America. Bottom line, don't come over here expecting welfare.
A little handout.
Shit.
It is a little crazy. A wee bit crazy.
But anyway, white folks who happen to be European, a lot of them, their motto is to get people to work for very little, right? Mm-hmm. And as we speak, they got Amazon somewhere over here having some kind of strike, right? So again, this is America. That's Amazon. And those are the workers supposedly. And they're saying, we're not getting paid enough. And who knows how much they're making already, right? Mm-hmm. So
need a little bit more.
People in business are welcoming the immigrants. They're just telling you maybe, out loud, we don't want these immigrants. But people who run businesses, they want these immigrants.
What I think about, I guess this might be a little new school, right? But I see, obviously, immigration happening. And then I do also see at the same time kind of advancements in technology to where it's like this workforce might not even be needed in certain situations like drones and things like that.
Yeah, but you're gonna always need human labor because this stuff that they're talking about AI, it's beneficial, but it's not really at a point, and it won't be for a good while where it's
Right,
can
that's what I'm getting
literally
at. When you
replace
thinking,
human beings. It just is not gonna happen that quick.
in my lifetime, you think?
Well, it's never gonna be able to totally replace human beings. I mean, not even close. Even
What aspect other than like emotions and affection? I feel like eventually it's gonna be
okay. Let's say
and
for
customer
instance,
service is trash.
man, the way an economy works, you always going to need people, and then people are going to generate it to need other people for just certain things. Like right now, if you say, okay, that bus, because I just thought about that. I just drove Marty to this bus right here.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose it was driverless, right? All right, now you got to have somebody in the event that it crashes, right? Okay. So then, if you got somebody who,
But you know they got self-driving buses.
huh?
They got self-driving. I don't know public transit yet, but
I know they do. That's what I'm saying. But
Okay.
it's going to wreck at some point. It's not going to be flawless, just like humans, right? So you got to have somebody on hand who's going to do that. Just like if you got a McDonald's, right? You say all of this is going to be automatic.
Mm-hmm.
It can be flawless, right? So you got to have somebody, at least one, but probably more, to be able to service whatever if it goes down, right? So once you got this guy who has to service that, then the way human beings are going to work is that somehow I'm going to piggyback off of him. And then whatever I do, somebody's going to piggyback off of me.
So you're saying it won't be a point to where a robot's coming in to fix like a.
There will be, but it has to be something that when you generate the robot to do something, right? All of that's not going to just be that, something happened, somebody made a call in and we can do everything automated to where the robots do everything.
I think you're
It's
underestimating.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you think so, then, state your case. But I'm saying it's not going to be that way that quick.
Oh, no, I agree.
You
But that's
you
what I'm saying. My lifetime, 50 years. Because I think the
if-
AI
when you-
advancement is
when
getting
you
kind of
about-
crazy.
When you about probably, I would say 65.
Mm-hmm. Shit like that. Because I'm thinking like we were talking off camera, but like that technological advancement that has to happen, like the internet or like electricity, even like electricity, the internet. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
like,
right now, what you have is people just, like I said, piggybacking off of the internet. Even, at the year 2000, people weren't really thinking about the fact that they're going to have their own channel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got it to where, through COVID and even before that, the job market is getting kind of tight. But one of the things that help people, they're able to monetize a YouTube channel or some other.
Come on, schoolies, help us out. Yeah.
Or some other platform, right?
Right.
You never thought about that. But what I'm saying is ingenuity piggybacks off of things, right? So people, as things were progressing, saw that because they were backed into a corner, maybe by COVID or pre-COVID. Like I said, as the economy starts contracting, right? They came up with a way to survive. And that's what I'm saying people will do. If you start putting these, even if people start sabotaging the robots,
Yep.
to make sure that they keep having jobs or whatever, one way or another, people are going to survive. It's going to happen. Like I don't see, although it could happen, but I don't see the police department employing a robot to go pick up a parolee. You know what I'm saying? Although
I'm about to say, bro, come on. They had these boys with heat sensor and all kind of stuff. They've been on stuff like that. You ain't gonna be able to get away from this bad boy. Imagine if it had like heat sensor, like tracker rounds or something, or like a stun gun. They
would never do that, man. They would never send a robot in to shoot a human being, man.
Never.
Them white folks would never do that.
They want to do it
I'm
themselves?
just kidding. No, they'll do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about that. And as I'm talking about it, the bottom line is, in those regards, as a matter of fact, they will be able think about this, right? If you send in a cop, right, and they might say he's racist or whatever,
Yeah.
and he may overreact, say if it's a black perpetrator or whatever. Sending in a robot, right? And let's just say it's a little standoff. You got the robot there and he's got the guy there and they going back and forth.
What's gonna happen?
You can have a group of people in one area, or they can even be remote with each other. I mean, in different nodes, right? And they're all looking at the same situation, and they're all going to decide whether or not he should be shot. You know, as opposed to that one cop going in making the decision. Because it's a standoff anyway, right? So you don't have to rush to kill the guy.
Mm-hmm. Transition would be, first it would be people controlling the robots. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. The people are controlling them.
Yeah,
but
then
they're making
it would
the
transition
decision.
past that. I'm telling you, it would transition from all the data that they get from the people controlling and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would just transfer. So it's just straight robot. Would have the different situations and everything computed to make a decision.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
Which
yeah,
not like
right.
I said, maybe
but I'm
60.
saying the human element of it could be where you could say at the end of it, if they had to kill him, it wouldn't be based on some algorithms by a robot, because that could have been the people who control the algorithm.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's happening now. If people say, oh, everything is great, but who made the rules? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, okay, these rules that you made, they don't apply real good to these other people. You know what I'm saying? But if you had like a few people, say 5 people, and I mean, you know how technology is, right? So just like you do a Zoom call, you could real quick, boom, we got 5 people. They could even be on standby that work for different departments that do that.
Right.
Boom, here we go, we 5 people. We say, oh, wow. Now this person really doesn't look like they're really a threat. Although you can't tell, but what do you think? And the other person chimes in and they say, hey, this is that, da, 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 da. Or let's just have our robot, you know, go in on them and grab them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we end up getting this guy. He never gets killed. He's an indestructible kind of robot. No shots or nothing. You know, can hurt him. Let's just have him go in and apprehend the guy.
They're
and it's
doing
not
that.
like...
You're saying they're doing that, right?
It's
They would
not...
do that?
No, I'm saying this is what is going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
It's not some... But I'm saying
agree.
what should happen with the nodes is that multiple people can make the decision as opposed to one person who they could say is racist.
Power Ranger type shit you going for.
Well, I don't know about Power Ranger, but if you had, like, for instance, if you had those people on standby, it's maybe an Asian person, a Hispanic, a black, a white, a Jew over there, right? Everybody, you got them nodes, and they all chime in to make the decision. Because again, now, if you got the guy, just say, for instance, he's one of them and said, hey, I'm going to kill myself, right? They send in a police officer. Police officer said, hey, man, I thought he threatened me. Boom, I shot him, I killed him. With a robot and these people, for instance, or even if you have one person or 2 people, right? Still, the point would be the robot would be able to apprehend the person, because the person can't mess up the indestructible robot.
Can't do it.
Right? So you can have the robot either apprehend them,
They try to
or
grab it like
if you really think, like some people say, fuck him, he's no use to society doing shit like this. Or for instance, like if he had people that he had, kidnapped or something like that, then you could just have the robot, get close in, and they're going to have it to where he won't miss, you know what I'm saying, and just boom, take him out. But people could make that decision, like,
I think that
as
could,
opposed to one cop.
That might be able to even cut down in, like, deaths. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even have to kill the person.
Right.
Like, they just get in, tase them or whatever they need, grab them up or drag them out.
But when you think that they're trained, most New York City police, well, all New York City police,
Trained to kill.
and other these, they're trained to shoot to kill, right? So you got to wonder, what's the philosophy behind that? I would like to know, which is, I guess, if somebody's doing some dumb shit like this, we don't care about them. Let's go ahead and kill him and get him out of the society. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're trained to shoot to kill, I mean, what is it? Of course, you're going to be dealing with a lot of minorities, so of course that has something to do with it. But
for sure.
Yeah.
But in that same kind of robotic topic we were on, I think that's how the court system is going to be, probably sooner than later.
Oh yeah, that's all. You don't need a lot
just
of
from
lawyers.
testimonies and like different little court files and seeing who the jury are and all that. They're gonna definitely get that aspect out of there.
Yeah, that's
Just a
one way
verdict,
AI is going to be used, because AI goes through historical information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So based on all of these, especially domestic type cases, you don't need lawyers making all this money doing that. Not that I'm hating on lawyers about the money, but it's a decision that can be made real easy. Why do you have to be an intermediary? Same thing with most contracts. Most contracts are going to get rid of lawyers, because a contract can be very easy. It's the same thing every time. Most of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you need an attorney? That's something that AI is gonna get rid of. So if you're a bullshit attorney,
Get your own up out of there.
You're gonna have to be anybody in any profession. You're gonna have to be the type of person that can't be replaced by something. And the more you can prove your worth on that, the better off you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But you always gonna have people with hustle mentality.
How's our ice cream? Our ice cream doing over there, bro?
Well, I tell you what.
You gonna bite that bad boy?
Not yet.
Oh, you are gonna bite it though?
Maybe in the end, I'm gonna see what we're doing here. But like I said, everybody who watched this, if you from New York City, you know about Mr. Softy.
Mr. Softy.
Now, Mr. Softy was some good ass ice cream, and when Mr. Softy came on the block, you just lost your mind, screaming, "Ma!" You know, and she already knew he come around the same time every night and
You
shit.
playing that classic song?
Yeah, and it's whether I got the money or not, you know. But by now, I'm just saying matter of fact, it came in this wrap here,
Well,
right?
so you might as well put that boy on the table.
I'm gonna
man.
put it right on the table to see something here because, and you know, as time goes on, they come up with new, inventions,
New
and
additives.
shit,
I mean, yeah,
right?
ingredients.
So they tell a kid, "Hey, you're gonna eat your ice cream cone," you know. Now, back in the day,
Flip that boy upside down
this
like a
would have
Dairy
already
Queen.
been. Hey, this would have already been down my arm.
That boy like Dairy Queen.
That motherfucker would already been down my arm. So,
man, put it on the
let's
table.
see. We already know that it might be ice cream, but it ain't like the old ice cream. But no, they said that it doesn't have enough content of milk fat to be considered ice cream.
It's a dairy treat.
But what they don't say it is, what they don't do is say what it is. And when we finally look at this thing, we'll have to look at some of the ingredients if we could pronounce them, you know what I'm saying, and see what's going on with Mr. Hardy. That damn sure ain't Mr. Softy. Oh my goodness.
The opposite.
Hey, shout outs to RFK Jr. Shit, he said he gonna come have people start looking at what's some of this shit they putting in the food, man.
What is
shout outs
that?
to RFK.
But
Junior.
we were talking about the robots. Have you been seeing the kind of reports of the unidentified drones?
Oh my gosh. You know what's scary?
What's that? Give me a little. Can I get a little pour up?
When white folk don't know what's going on. Woo!
They get scary.
Yeah, because usually they say, "Oh, that's just Jimmy in his backyard and shit," doing some shit with his drones. But now, boy, they seriously asking, what is that?
That might be
That's
black.
flying over our house, and we don't know what that is. We've asked the preacher, they asked the church members to see if someone's doing. They don't know, man.
That might be Vladimir from Russia.
That's the first thing they say, and if it's not him, it's the Chinese. The Chinese. I know down south, it's the Chinese. Ask them Chinese.
I had talked to somebody about this topic like at work the other day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they wouldn't do that around here." I was thinking about just shooting it down. That was like their immediate.
That's what I thought. Why wouldn't that's the first thing I thought.
Not everybody has guns like that.
Must not be, but I said if that shit was down here, people would have been and shot that motherfucker down.
Let's see what it is, Jimmy.
Yeah, you want to play and dope come over my house and shit? I got something for your ass.
They gonna love that too.
Shit. That's the first thing I thought. Why wouldn't you just shoot that motherfucker down? And then when it said over New York, I said that must be over New York State. Because if you think niggas ain't got guns that got that kind of capacity, you better think again. Because what they shooting each other out there with?
They might put an RPG up there. And,
You know, they ain't damn sure ain't using pea shooters. But anyway, I was just wondering, why wouldn't they just shoot that shit down? But that is another thing that, is, 10 years even, but certainly 20 at the turn of, the century, you didn't think
drone delivery.
nothing drone hardly, not for the average Joe. You know what I'm
I
saying?
might be naive on all this technology. I'm just like used to it.
Man,
but
I
things
am
like
too. And guess what? The stuff we know about is not nothing with what they got to come.
Right.
You know?
That's where I'm at with it. I'm like the little advancements. I'm not respecting. Just thinking of like how much crazier it can get. Drones definitely crazy. The phones even wild.
And actually, when you consider, because it's whenever something is invented, it's always a person's idea, and then he puts it with other people, and it might expound from there.
It's something bigger.
But when you think about the fact that somebody's going to make the argument, if they haven't already, that if I got the right to bear arms, what's stopping me from having a drone that can shoot? You know what I'm saying? And so, once that comes to be something that you just regularly make, then you're going to have those random shootings like that. Did they even make a movie about that? Like if you were like the Bloods or the Crips or whatever, and you got an IT guy, you know what I'm saying, and y'all send your drone over to their territory and shoot them and shit like that on Crenshaw Boulevard or whatever it is. Do they have shit like? Did they have a movie like that?
That could be a scene. I don't know if they
I would
need a
think
whole
that
movie.
they would have already had something like that. If not, man, let's do that. Let's lay claims to that. But really, I would think so, that they would think about that as high tech now, gang warfare or whatever.
I think maybe if someone has that capacity, they might not be using it to bang. They probably might be.
Well, why not? This way you don't have to risk any of your dudes doing no drive-by. They ain't got to go to jail or none of that by getting caught. You over here in wherever controlling them.
If they got that kind of mind and mental capacity, they might not have got into street life of being
But what I was saying is that the gang recruited that person like they could recruit anybody else, right? Yeah, and all you got to do is what? Offer him enough money. We got a good amount of money. Why? We control all of the shit on the street. You know what I'm saying? All the drugs and all of that. So we know we got regular money coming in. We could pay him to do it, or we could kill him if he don't do it.
That could
you know what I'm saying?
That could be a segment in like BMF or something.
Yeah, I mean, we could ask him to do it and we pay him, or just say, hey, you don't do it, we kill you. Which one you want to do? You know what I mean? So that part is that's as they say, Mox Nicks, as far as getting somebody to do it.
Mox Nicks.
And so I'm telling you, that's something that's going to be coming. Because they're using that in the military where they got drones that could go shoot people.
I seen them dropping grenades on people.
So that's just a matter of time before somebody like Oliver North, if you knew about that, he's the one who started bringing automatic weapons on the streets of LA back in the 80s. So eventually it's going to be some white person or maybe an Asian who's undermining our nation that teaches the people in the hood shit like that, or gang members or whatever, or even organized crime.
Them gangs gonna start banging with drones.
Imagine if you could do a stick up like that, right? Because the drone could have, like a microphone on it and all that shit.
I'm gonna need you to put your hands in the air.
Exactly. And I'm armed. Oh, you don't believe me? Let me shoot his foot. Okay, just put that in this basket, right? You know what I'm saying? I could see that being something that just like having the back in the day they had the dogs, the Dobermans, called the Doberman gang, rob a bank. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. This time use a drone.
When they do that, Doberman gang rob the
That's
bank?
the name of a movie, the Doberman gang.
Oh, it's a movie.
And they trained these Doberman dogs to rob a bank. They had their bag saddles on the side of them where the people had to put the money from the bank, and they tried them.
When was that?
That would have been in the 70s, I think. Yeah,
maybe they can do an update of one of that for sure.
Everybody can see it on YouTube. I mean, I don't know if you see the whole movie, but you'll see
Doberman gang.
It was a movie. Doberman gang.
They could definitely update that.
Hey, I'm looking at this ice cream, man. I think we got.
No, I think you got pushed into the table.
I thought I saw a little something because I guess that was just the way it was made. I thought I saw a little melting. But look, somebody would make the case that, look, now, Mom, you don't have to worry about a lot of mess because you know how kids be having ice cream. I don't know, maybe once we bite it might do something.
Ice cream.
But it's like, hey, you don't have to worry about little Junior making a mess.
You might as well take a bite, bro, and put it down.
I don't want to take a bite of it yet, man. I want to see first what it does in terms of melting as even a whatever they calling it, a dessert treat or whatever. If you have to put it in the freezer,
dairy treat,
you would think that once you take it out of the freezer, it would melt at some point. And I think this would melt at some point. When? At what point?
Hours, you think, though? Because it hasn't budged currently.
Probably a couple hours.
Nah, I really don't think it'll melt, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it. Because the cone isn't even like, it wouldn't even get soggy probably. It will probably mold before it melts.
That's just going to make me take a closer look at what it says on the front now when I buy something, because as the person mentioned, it says nowhere on here does it ever say ice cream. So we didn't sell you something that
They crushed it.
It doesn't say ice cream, so we didn't hoodwink you. And that's what America is about now. You got to hoodwink yourself if something happens. You know what I'm saying? Because they got it there. You just got to
What
read.
flavor? Oh, it's the cookies and cream, John.
And this is America, and what was invented probably here. It's called fine print. See, you think drumstick, and you see what we know in our psychological as an ice cream cone. You know what I mean? But then it says in the real fine print, 8 frozen dairy dessert cones. See, he doesn't say that up here. 8 frozen dairy dessert cones.
Get the even finer print on the side, right? That's what we really trying to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna wait, but I guess now I'm gonna have to look here. So look, I learned years ago that the ingredients are listed according to their concentration in the overall product.
Oh, in order?
Yeah, in order of their overall concentration. So
can you see that bad boy?
In other words, if you got sugar right away, if you got a lot of sugar in it, sugar is going to be the first 1 or 2 ingredients. So you got skim milk. And speaking of that, the next one is
Old School
sugar.
can read that? Shouts out. Come on, boy.
So skim milk, right? And then the next one is sugar. So that's what I'm saying. As far as the concentration.
Milk, so what's the concentration? Not enough to be dairy?
No, skim milk is going to be the first ingredient. But not enough of that
to be ice cream.
Milk fat content because it's saying skim milk. Okay, so not enough milk fat content. All right, so then you got sugar, coconut oil, bleached wheat flour, corn syrup, enriched flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, whey, soybean oil,
nothing too crazy.
Palm olein, olein. I don't know that one. Cocoa processed with alkali. They mentioned palm oil. Didn't I say palm oil once?
I'm just seeing somebody with oil.
But anyway, palm oil, soy lecithin, invert sugar. All right. This is where this shit can get complicated. I don't know what invert sugar is. Canola oil, salt, chocolate.
Chocolate's in it?
It says chocolate. It does say that, and that's off. And then the next ingredient starts. It says, and this is a separate ingredient. It says natural flavor. So I don't know what the natural flavor is because chocolate is commed off. So that's not a part of that. So natural flavor? No, it doesn't say that because chocolate got a comma after it. So then it's just natural flavor, comma, cream, comma, guar, G-U-A-R, gum. I think that's the gel to kind of keep it together.
That's what's rocking this bad boy in place guar right here. They should have left that guar gum out.
Monoglycerides.
Oh boy, that's bad. I know that one.
Baking soda. Polyglycerol.
Oh, those glycerols.
Oh, now this one right here is RICINOLEIC. I feel like I'm at the doctor with the eye shit. But anyway, that's one that I definitely can't pronounce. But after it says acid. So poly something acid, calcium phosphate, caramel color, Caro bean gum, cornstarch, and then milk. Milk is the last ingredient. So, and then it says contains milk, wheat, and soy ingredients. May contain peanuts. So anyway, it's got some stuff,
they don't even know
that. Because you got different. They just did this as a blanket because you got some of these got that peanut topping on them. You know, which this one they said is cookies and cream.
I didn't see. Wait a minute. No cookies, no cream. Oh no, I saw some cream.
Yeah, where did you know what I'm saying? So you could put whatever you want on here. That's where they said natural flavor maybe.
Or maybe the chocolate. It could be a little chocolate.
Yeah, but none of it. I guess with the flour in here, you could say that it would all be the ingredients of cookies. But anyway, you can put whatever on your ingredients. And of course, people are going to eat it. We're going to eat it. I think I'm not going to eat this. This right here costs $9.99.
For 8 of them. Dang, it's more than $1.
But it's on sale when you do all of that shit they do with the coupons and all of that. $3.99. When they're $3.99, then I buy 3 of them.
Look at you, bro.
Because they're $9.99, so I figured, and the kid's gonna eat them or whatever. So I had did that.
You feeding it to him.
And literally, after I bought these, the next morning, I saw it where they were talking about, hey, that's not ice cream. And that's fine if it's not, if it's got other ingredients that are, I guess, wholesome or whatever.
No,
But they were
wholesome.
just making the point that it's not ice cream, that nowhere on here does it say that it's ice cream. So they're not fooling you, so to speak. I don't know about the cookies part, where it's cookies and cream.
Man.
But Nestle's does this, and they taste decent because I had ate them before. So they do taste decent. And I don't know what kind of ingredients they got, man.
Nestle,
It's doing whatever it's doing.
Let's check. Yeah, let me see that.
You touch it just so they know it's not me.
Oh man. These boys are scary. It does feel a little softer. I will say that. I put a little fingerprint on one side.
At the same time,
Over
I'm
here.
still juicing a little bit here. So this morning here, I have. Here, let you get that last little bit.
Oh, you gonna do me like that, bro? Yes, sir. Yes,
This
sir.
morning, we got that grape.
Mm-hmm.
Freshly juiced, as they say, freshly squeezed. And we're looking at this big artificial. Whoa!
I told you.
Bro.
Look, fingerprints.
It's starting to melt because when I picked it up just then,
That's
yes,
that chocolate.
indeed, man.
That's that chocolate.
It's starting to melt. It's starting to melt.
Which we have a timer, man. We see how long the video going. But hey, man, it's old school, new schools.
Yeah, let's take a little break, man.
Schoolie
I'm gonna put this
gang.
on here because I don't want it to get on this beautiful table.
Like, comment, subscribe,
this table
man.
was designed by Alan Green, man.
Hey, Green behind the scene, put a little touch up on
we
that,
don't
boy.
mess this up, but yeah, let's not mess that up.
Don't do that. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, School Gang. If you're cool with me, come school with me, man. We're gonna take us a little woosah and be right back. And we are back.
Back
A
up
little
on the
woosah.
scene.
Back in action, back on the scene.
Back
man.
up on the scene.
But yeah, man, the juice is flowing. It's a Red Cup Saturday, man.
Red Cup Saturday.
And off the break, off the toast,
Oh, I haven't said this in a long time. We's free.
we's free.
We's free.
Uh-huh.
Thank God Almighty.
We's free.
We's free.
Hey, that right there is just a good old indication, as the schoolies know, of a good old mind crusher.
Oh my goodness, a mind crusher. Hey, for the new year,
Uh-huh.
we're not quite there yet. We got to get
what
a
you-
new deck
Mm-hmm.
and shop for that new deck on the other side of the tracks, man.
Mm-hmm. This says, is Charlie the one? So you're dating this girl named Charlie
Shout out to Charlie's Angels.
and you're super in love. But there's a catch. Charlie goes to the arcade for 4 hours every day to play video games by herself. One day, you decide to follow her. To your horror, you discover that Charlie doesn't put any coins into the machine. She just jiggles the joysticks and pushes the buttons and pretends she's playing. She does this every day for 4 fucking hours. Besides this, Charlie is a perfect woman for you. Are you and Charlie going to make it?
No,
Not gonna work?
none whatsoever.
Oh,
Because Charlie is tripping.
she wilding out.
Cause she ain't even playing the game. 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 4 minutes. I might, you know what I'm saying? 4 hours. Charlie, you got some issues, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But,
But
now,
other than that, she's good. Doesn't
what I would have to see though, because she likes playing with joysticks. Huh?
go on? It's some perks. Other than that, she's perfect, bro.
She likes playing with joysticks.
Playing with joysticks, pushing buttons. Come on, she could
So
be a wild
I
gal.
don't know. I'll have to see what Charlie could do. If Charlie is
Other
a
than
good
that, she's perfect, bro.
got that magical touch with the joystick,
She got practice.
Charlie might have a future. But
Uh,
I don't know. For 4 hours,
what if the hour? What if the hours are from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.?
it depends on how good she is with the joystick. Otherwise, I'm gonna say Charlie Hill. That crazy man. Charlie is history. You know what I mean?
Like, if Charlie's keeping a steady job, bro, and you know,
No, man.
she
That's a behavior that, and you know what? That's interesting because that's what a lot of people do. Put up with people's weird ass shit, man, just for the sake of survival. I'm like, yo, Charlie, get your ass out of here, crazy ass, playing a imaginary game for 4 hours.
4 hours every
crazy.
day.
I wouldn't care if you do it from 1 to 6 when I'm asleep. I don't care. 1 to 5 when I'm asleep. I don't care. No, Charlie. I can wake up to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Damn, what's wrong with you, Charlie? Crazy ass out of here.
No, she's at the arcade, the 24-hour arcade.
Oh, she's at the arcade even.
Yeah, she pulls up.
Oh yeah, nah, Charlie's history, man.
Yeah, she's wild.
Wow, shit, man.
Oh,
I cannot deal with no Chinese girls like that, man.
She's Asian already. Kind of has to be. Is that what you're going for?
No, I'm just tripping. But she could be.
I
She's obsessed with the game like Pokemon and all how they be and shit. Yeah, whoever it is, you got issues, man. I'm staying away from her.
Getting out of here.
Gets obsessed with that joystick and gets obsessed with your joystick. It's no telling what she may do. Nah. I'm gonna pass on Charlie. Mr. Charlie, Miss Charlie.
Is it Lorraine?
And where the bitch get a name like Charlie from?
That's an interesting name. Actually, I knew a girl named Charlie, and I guess
that's not such an interesting name to me. Why is that interesting?
Just I don't know, Charlie. I kind of think like a male vibe, but like a girl Charlie.
No, when I think of Charlie, you know what I think about?
Charlie's Angels.
No, although that is one I grew up with back in the day. Did you know about Charlie's Angels?
Yeah. They did a fairly recent sequel.
Charlie Brown is what comes to mind when I think about Charlie. And every holiday, which I don't see it promoted now. That's a trip. I guess they programming kids differently, but it used to be a big deal, and it would start being advertised around this time on TV. Charlie Brown, you know, he always had the big Christmas one. I think it's a great Christmas Charlie Brown or something like that.
With Snoopy,
but every one of them, you know, Halloween has it. All of the major holidays would have.
Why was Charlie Brown so like popular? It was just nothing really to view at that time. What was his competition? I mean, not to hate, but Charlie Brown was kind of trash.
There was other things to compete, but in some ways it wasn't, because if you had a special like that coming on, it was going to be on CBS.
Right.
And
motion picture, was that an early motion picture type of deal or something?
What, Charlie Brown?
Not
that
so
wouldn't
much.
be considered a motion picture.
What makes it a motion picture? I thought moving kind of.
Well, Charlie Brown would be the least of moving in terms of motion pictures. Motion pictures at that time was more related to cinema type
in the theater.
Stuff. Yeah, Charlie Brown was just considered like a cartoon.
Not literal motion.
And kind of Charlie Brown is animation, cartoon shit. But real low tech, actually, very low tech.
So wait,
but it was programmed on us. It's like, that's what was put on you. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else.
Right.
And this is what I'm saying about Christmas and all of that. Of course you had less media, but when you were watching stuff, everything was centered around that. Around this time of year, you start seeing nothing but Christmas shit. You're hearing nothing but Christmas shit. You didn't have all of these different media showing all of this kind of different stuff. But so Charlie Brown was a big deal, man. And that was the time when we had like 5 channels and shit. Lucy, I don't know if you knew Lucy as a character.
I love Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy was always outsmarting Charlie Brown and shit.
Oh, and the character in Charlie Brown. Yeah. She pulled the football away, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, but not on Christmas. But she did something to him if she was in that shit. She did something to him. And Linus, I guess Linus was the one with the blanket, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then they had one guy.
Stinky man.
No, Linus wasn't the stinky one. It was I forget the other guy's name who was the stinky one. But they always have, one guy or whatever.
What's the little
that
bird?
Doesn't take care of himself.
Name is
I don't know. I never did pay attention to the bird and shit.
Oh, put some respect.
And then I never did pay attention really to the black dude when I was coming up. They said there was a black dude, man, but I really don't remember his name.
There's definitely a black. What are they called? Just Charlie Brown characters. Peanuts.
But I don't remember the brother though, because the brother at that.
There's a black peanut.
Nowadays they would have had the brother be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I don't remember that because it was that time, you know what I'm saying. The '60s.
He was in there, grooving like everybody else.
And Charlie Brown could do that shit, boy. Charlie Brown could get down.
He hit the.
Linus was the one on the piano, I think. But anyway, people don't like simple shit like that nowadays. And we did, like I said, it was forced on us, but you liked it anyway. It was like, man, you couldn't wait to get in front of the TV and watch that shit.
Which just led me into one of the topics. Like, how do you feel about kind of the addictive design of like nowadays social media?
Man, I think that it is extraordinary, man. Because, you know, when you think about people who are serious and you like, this person is studying psychology, you know, just on our level, it's like, motherfuckers just studying psychology just to get a degree, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But for people who are seriously into that, and that's what they do 8 hours a day, you know, you talk about addictive design.
They on
And
it.
it's like, what do? We study this. What makes people do what they do from a psychological, you know, because when you can control people psychologically, I mean, you got them. You know what I'm saying? That's a pimp hoe mentality type shit, you know? So, wow, man, to just sit around and think about that's you know, that's what we do. Our job is to see what addicts people, and then we incorporate that into their lives so that they become addicted to things.
Get on their ass too.
And
man.
people do that with food. You know, they sit around, and that's why they put certain amounts. If you look, not just this, you would expect it in this product that we're talking about here, right? But in some pictures, some food you never think, they have sugar in them. And they've decided that, hey, we want this addiction to food now, you know? Mm-hmm. And so we'll put sugar in French fries, sugar in things you never thought sugar was in. And a lot of it, as a matter of fact.
In a random side note, I've been making some spaghetti lately. I put a little sugar in there.
Well, why do you do that?
Just a little for the taste of it.
Yeah, I'm sure some Italians even put a little bit in there.
Yeah, just a little dab in there, so not too salty when it all come together.
That's one of the things human beings can be addicted to is sugar.
Mm-hmm. Looks
and coffee. Do you drink coffee at work?
I don't drink coffee at all.
Because
it's just not the taste and the smell for me. It's just not it.
Man, the smell for me is it. It's not necessarily the taste.
It's not that I hate it, but it's like it's not like it makes me like I need some coffee.
Well, I learned to drink coffee usually really once I got around white people. When I was back in the day in the hood and all, I didn't drink no coffee. Once I went in the military,
it's a drug,
white folk. But I didn't drink it a lot, and I still don't. And now last week, for the first time in like months, I went to this because I had to get some gas. I went to Come and Go. But anyway, what a name.
I like it.
But anyway, hey, I like it because it's well lit. If you go at night or anytime,
wherever you go,
space between the islands. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like somebody right up on top of you.
What's up?
And they got, from what I found, even more now because I haven't went to Come and Go for a while. I'm loyal to Kroger, but so I went to Come and Go, and for a long time I hadn't been there. They got all of these kinds of fresh coffees that the shit grinds and all of that instantly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa. And it had some kind of Colombian or whatever. I'm like, oh, shit, Colombian coffee. Let me try that. Man, I tried that shit. And like 2 hours, not even 2 hours, about 30 minutes, man, I was like shaking like a motherfucker, man. And I was like, this is illegal. This is a legal drug. This shit got me shaking more than cocaine,
put
man.
a little more than Colombian
I'm shaking more than
cocaine.
fucking coke, man. What the fuck is this shit, man?
I got the jitters.
I'm serious, man. So I'm like,
going.
this is a legal drug right here, man.
Absolutely. Caffeine, man. So it's
big time, man.
Top notch.
But that really made me have respect for people who say, like, you see them with even these memes and shit like that. Don't bother me until I've had my cup of coffee. That's real shit.
People need that to get their day going.
And when I was in the military, I used to have some sergeants, and people may know them in their own, civilian workplace or whatever. But people who walk around all day long with a cup of coffee, man, all day long drinking coffee, man. So now I see what it is. They got that, they want that hype. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it does for me. And I thought, shit, it took really about 4 hours or more for me really to stop, like, kind of just being, like, really, like, jittery and shit, man. 4 hours about something like that. I had a medium-sized cup of coffee, which, I don't know, that might be, like, nowadays,
did you kind of knock
20
it down?
ounces. I take my time, about 20 ounces. And what I do, this is what made me stop and know that I wasn't a coffee drinker. When you got to put like 27 things of sugar in that motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a dash of milk and whatever. It's like, damn, you ain't drinking coffee now. But so because I'm trying to do something, I guess, to mask the taste and all of that. So that's why I know I'm not a coffee drinker. You know, between having to do that and being all jittery, no, give me a cup of tea any day. But I don't even do tea, man, because you know they have some teas that could really do you like that too.
They have caffeine.
Yeah.
Oh,
So just
even the bags.
I don't know about those, but I'm
Okay.
talking about you start talking about your teas. That's
like,
one of the
like
main
you would
ingredients.
purchase like at a Starbucks or something. We're talking about.
I think the Starbucks ones, but I'm talking about like you go to one of these Asian shops and buy their teas. Yeah, that's one of the main ingredients. Like coffee is caffeine. Shit, yeah.
And caffeine is powdered.
I don't know what. I guess I don't know. I guess you could do. I don't know. That would be
That's an
something to look at.
interesting
It could be
question,
even made into a liquid form, dried up on leaves, like to do teas. I don't know, but I always hear this shit. I don't know how the caffeine is in sugar. I mean, coffee. I think caffeine is just a natural byproduct or whatever of those things. That shows we didn't go to no biology class and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I bet you the average person couldn't tell you either.
All right, let me think.
You know, it's just something you always hear. Coffee. I mean, coffee has caffeine. Tea has caffeine or whatever. But we don't
I
know.
started thinking
You
about
don't
the
know the
periodic
whole
table, but
dynamics
it's definitely not
of
on
it.
there.
Nigga, what you know about the periodic table, man? Break it down for us. I do know that.
Kind of all the elements of our genetic kind of makeup on a table scale.
Not our genetic makeup, the
Earth
earth.
of the Earth's genetic makeup.
I don't know about genetic.
I don't know about genetic, maybe, but the makeup of it.
The natural components of the earth. And then they have the periodic table. And I don't know what they're listed in terms of because there's an order, right? So that'd be something that
it's a bitter, naturally occurring stimulant found in coffee. It's also, let me see, what's caffeine's natural form?
Yeah, man. Anyway, it goes. Caffeine, they say you should stay away from it. Especially, they say don't give it to kids. But when I was growing up, Spanish people always used to drink coffee from the time they was like 2 years old and shit.
2?
2, 3, 4. Café Bustelo. En mi casa toman Bustelo. En mi casa toman Bustelo. They know about
caffeine is looking kind of like out of a plant into a powder situation. Looking very cocaine-like, drug-based.
Angel dust.
Looking real dusty in there.
Angel dust. Man, do you know that angel dust, they said, gives people the power that, I mean, just makes them ultra strong because angel dust.
With cars?
Maybe. You know why? Because angel dust is an elephant tranquilizer. So if you smoking that, that's why them police, who was the first nigga's ass they beat, was Rodney King, right?
They said he was on that?
That's what justified them doing that. And even though, I mean, overdoing that, you know what I'm saying? To the point where there's like,
he's twitching.
Yeah, because hey, as long as he can move, he's a threat because he's on this elephant tranquilizer. And they use that probably for about the next 20 years. Any nigga they would beat down or kill it, man. That motherfucker was on that PCP shit. And everybody would just go along, yeah, man, they say that shit make you real crazy and strong. Nigga wasn't on no PCP. They just shot his monkey ass.
He was just breathing. So
he was acting a fool. You know? You give the police a reason. That's what we was talking about, the train to shoot to kill, right? You give them a reason, they're going to do it. It used to be worse. Now it seemed like, you know, they hadn't shot somebody, you know, in a while that really, like, wow, just a blatant murder, you know?
Mm-hmm. Not recently, yeah. That is good to hear.
Think about especially for the person who they be killing. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm old school, but if the police say, hey, get down, if it's a reason for me to get down, I'm getting down. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to die.
Not that I don't want to die. It's like, I'm looking at it like, if it's a thing where he stopped me, for instance, right? I'm going to abide by the laws more than me saying I'm going to get killed because I really don't think the average police is going to kill me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or even shoot me. So my thing is, should I, obey the law? If it seems like a situation where he ain't doing nothing wrong or overdoing, shit, I'm going to do what the motherfucker asked me to do. And I ain't listening. Drive away because I'm going to tell you the main thing, to be honest. As soon as I see a cop, he stop me, the first thing I think is my money. I'm serious. Because if they want to say they want to stop me from really speeding, for instance, if they catch me,
ticket.
They take me to a class and shit. And they say, okay, maybe you got to pay for the class. Stay here for 8 hours. It costs you $30. No, that shit ends up costing you $300 or whatever, right? So that's a money grab more than anything to teach you a lesson, right? Mm-hmm. So the first thing I see to him, I'm saying, I'm going to comply with everything this motherfucker say because I want to leave here with a warning. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Fuck all the shooting me and shit. Like, I want to leave here with a warning. Last thing I want to do is to give these motherfuckers $300 of my dollars. Fuck no, because I don't do this all the time. He just happened to catch me, I guess. But let me see what this motherfucker's talking about. But whatever he's talking about, I'm going to comply with him because I know at the end of the day, I go to court. You got to pay court costs and all this old type.
Nothing
Man,
but
please.
losses.
If I could talk to this motherfucker and be cool and get away with a warning, I'm going to do it every time.
Every single time. In an interesting turn of events, I had just one more topic I have.
One more topic.
Do you think that there's
I see smoke, man.
A party at play or somebody, I don't know, some people that are kind of into this organ harvesting of unattended people or maybe say homeless folks?
Man, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to go one step further. I would say that it would go even beyond homeless folks and that anybody would be a target. Especially, see, I don't know about this, but I would say from what I've heard, even seen it, I guess, some years ago on something like 60 Minutes, that is very lucrative. And so, just like kidnapping or something like that, if I had the black side of me to do that, then where would I stop? If I'm searching for organs, right?
The black side, what you mean like that?
A dark side of me that could do some shit like that.
Dang, you racist, bro.
Right?
I got you. Yeah.
If the side of me that could do something like that, then everything is fair game. For instance, if I'm shopping for organs, I'm selling them, I'm making money, just like dope, right? I'm going to run out at some point of organs if I get all the homeless motherfuckers. Do you notice that maybe these streets, they don't have so many homeless, right? Then once the homeless run out, I still want to make my money. What's next? I'm going to kidnap vulnerable people, maybe ladies that's on the, for 6 o'clock in the morning when it's still dark, waiting for the bus. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the situation may be, whoever's the easiest prey for me. Could be snatch them up at gas stations, whatever it is, especially if I see anyone who looks like they're not accounted for. That somebody could not see me grab them. And by the time I'm in this business enough, I'm going to know the spots. You know what I'm saying? That's my business. Somebody else's thing. Just like if I'm a killer, a contract killer, I'm not worried about who I got to kill, just how much money I'm making. You know what I'm saying? I need. So in terms of that organs harvesting stuff, I could see it being a reality and, really, really, affecting some people who we're not thinking about even. Yeah.
Get some folks, man. That is
And I tell you what I would like to see, though, really, is because I just saw this the other day, and it was on something like Facebook. They were talking about someone who had got they couldn't find her. I don't know if she was kidnapped. They couldn't find her. And this wasn't a teenage runaway. It was like, she was like 25 or something. So I would like people to follow up with that, like in a week, in a month, you know what I'm saying, to say, has she been recovered? Otherwise, I mean, this should be a serious thing where people, follow up and say, this is a serious freaking problem because you never feel it until it happens to you. Yep. But this is a serious problem.
People going missing.
Because they keep saying missing, but they never follow up to say, so you get an idea of what percentage of these people are being recovered. Otherwise, this is a major problem because you see it everywhere. You go to Walmart, they got these pictures up of all these kids. A lot of places, missing person. You stop, you look at your phone, there's this Amber Alert for, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's going on here with that?
You know what that just did, bro?
What did that do for you, my brother?
That brought to me the good old
word of the day.
The word of the day, man.
Word of the day?
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
And the word of today, it is.
This is not the word of the day, but I'm going to sneak this in. My word of the day, and it's something that I'm telling people to be paying attention to. Layoffs.
Layoffs.
But more than that, I just want to mention this, man, because I was just coming out of the house and I saw this. Is this news that I wake up to? Party City, thing of the past.
Ooh.
Party City, all Party City locations, bam, out of order as of yesterday. Sign up, out of order. Hey, no severance pay for the employees. No benefits, nothing. Everything as of today.
Oh, we're gonna have to
stops.
get into that next episode, bro. Next episode.
But I gotta mention this, man, because they had one more, and this one is even local. Big Lots.
Ooh.
We gotta talk about this. This is a trend, I'm telling you. And hey, do you notice this, man? And this is very important to understand about what happens around you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what time of year it is? Big Lots. Party City. It's 1 week before Christmas yesterday. You're fired. You're not fired, but we don't have the money. We've got to shut things down. You're terminated. Mm-hmm. Wow. And hey, the reason I bring this up is because they're saying that these people didn't know about this. Ooh. So the corporation is saying, because they would have to ask themselves, when should we do it? It must be some kind of tax implications for us to do it before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And so we got to weigh, when do we do it? Do we at least let them get by their happy holidays? Or do we give them the axe now, 1 week before the holiday?
Start the new year off.
My.
Crazy.
But anyway, the word of the day, the real word of the day.
The word of the day is congruent. Which, just simply defined, is in agreement or harmony. So that makes me think, are these people trying to make
a term
people's such demise run congruent with how they're trying to maybe go into their new year?
Man, obviously, but I would definitely say that a layoff or a termination is not congruent with the Christmas holidays.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, it's old school,
oh my God.
new school.
Oh my God.
UNDE.
He's the son.
OG Lee.
I'm the father.
That's the daddy.
I'm the father.
Come on.
He's the son.
Best father-son podcast.
And I just
America,
hit you with
man.
a little bit of
Hey,
Holy Ghost.
That might have been an A.
Ahí nada más.
Okay, that might be the
Episode
best grade
55 is in the
55.
wind. In the wind, man.
If you're cool with me, come school with me, man.
We out.
Ain't the tallest, but I'm ballin' like I'm